Okay, hey family and friends. So I'm feeling inspired by a friend to give you guys sort of some mini swim lessons. So we're gonna start off real easy, of course. Get you a silicone cap if you're natural and you want to cover your hair up. Make sure it's silicone, it's stretchy, it's nice and big. You know, it's awesome. Also, you may be wondering what type of swimwear I have on. Yes, I swim very, very often, so I have to have a one-piece suit. So I go with this one right here. Okay, a nice boy cut. Don't have to worry about anything. You know, covers everything. Nice and easy. So get you some gear, some really good goggles. These are my cheer goggles. I love them so much. So that's to start off. Now, let's get into lesson number 1. Oh, so it's cold. It's still a little bit chilly. We are in a heat wave, but it's still a little bit chilly. So first thing you should always do when you get in the pool is get acclimated to that water. Even if it's a little bit chilly, I don't know what our temperature says today, but you should always do some bobs. So when you bob, you're going to be blowing bubbles out of your mouth, either out of your mouth or out of your nose. So you form an O with your mouth, or you blow it out your nose just like you're blowing into a tissue or something like that. So do a couple of those, get your body and your heart and your mind in line with that water, and we're gonna start swimming. Just like that. All right, hope that helps. All right, now that you're warmed up, lots and lots of people make that big mistake of not learning some of the basics before you get into the pool, or learning while you're in the pool. So we're gonna go over our 4 floats that we have. I have them sort of terminology as if a younger child can understand them, but I find that my adults enjoy the terminology as well. So first off, we're going to do our starfish float, which is having your arms out to your side. Your head's going to be under the water. You don't want to hold your breath for a super long time, so I only hold it for about 10 seconds. I'm going to let my body come up behind me, and I'm just going to relax. You have to relax your shoulders. You have to relax your arms. Allow the water and the water to hold you, not you trying to hold the water. So it looks kind of like this. Blow the bubbles out and stand up. That's float number 1. Number 2 is going to be our tuck float. And with that, you're going to grab your knees. You're going to make yourself into a ball, and you're going to hold that breath for 10 seconds as well. You want to look down at the bottom of the pool and keep yourself like this. And stand up and recover. Our third float that we're going to go over is our jellyfish float, which is having your arms and your legs hanging down towards the bottom of the pool. You are not touching the bottom of the pool, so you can bend your legs. This will turn into a couple of different safety floats and safety swims once we get along further. So it looks like this. Your head is still going to be down. To keep your head down, you're going to tuck your chin into your chest, so it'll look like this. Whew, almost floated away there. And last and final, my favorite float of all time. It is the most relaxing. This is the one that lots of people have the most difficulty with, which is your back float. You're gonna put your arms and legs, or excuse me, you're gonna put your arms out to your side. You're gonna lean back into the float. You're gonna allow the water to lift your body up, and you should be able to stay in this position for hours and hours if you find yourself in an emergency situation. You can also breathe in this one. That is a big point. Keeping this belly up is your main key. Relax and float. To recover, you're going to push your butt down, lift your arms up in a nice motion, and then you're all set. So those are your 4 floats that you should know when swimming. Enjoy. Okay, I know, you're ready to swim. you are ready to do it, right? So one of the main things in swimming is that you do not hold your breath while you're swimming. So what I like to do is to have my kids and my participants that I'm teaching when swimming start off by standing in the pool. Get your arms out in front of you at 11 and 1, and then you're going to put your head down. You're going to blow bubbles, like we have already learned how to do, right? Blow bubbles and turn to your strong side, which for me is my right side. So it'll look like this. Do it in 3 to 5 second bursts. So just like this. And now you've learned how to breathe to your side. All right, now that we have breathing down, now we want to get those arms into the situation, right? So to move your arms, you want to have a long arm. You want to keep yourself at 11 and 1. You want to have scoop hands. You don't want to cup them like a C, but you don't want to have them wide open either to let the water flow through. So you want to kind of have knife hands, and you want to be able to pull those arms all the way down, all the way back, turn, and come back. Okay, so both arms like this. It should be a bit of a catch-up when it comes to your pool. You want to follow through all the way through. You see that flick of the water all the way back, and rotate that arm right around. When you add your breathing in, you're going to turn your head to your strong side, which for me is my right side. So my head would be down. I am blowing bubbles. I am breathing when my arm is out of the water. And then I turn and I blow bubbles when my head is in. And to show you that all together, here we go. And that's the front crawl. Okay, so you may be wondering, okay, I got my arms together, but how do I move my feet? When moving your legs in a flutter kick is what we call it in the aquatics world, you're going to have your legs nice and straight. This is the same kick that you will do for backstroke. You will have your legs nice and straight, soft knees, point your toes. You don't want to point them up to the ceiling or the sky. You want to point them as if you were on ballet tips. So, legs, soft, kicking up and down. Now, you want to make sure that you're getting the power from your hip all the way to your toe. So, up, out, back and forth, back and forth. Nice, soft knee. And now you've added your kick. Once again, I'll show you it all together in just a second. Okay, to show you an extra visual of how we stroke. Okay, I've moved my camera. I am further back in our pool, and I'm going to swim to you in that freestyle motion or that front call. Now you have learned the front crawl. Now we're going to move on to one of my favorite sort of survival strokes. It's not something that you're going to see in the Olympics or anything like that. It's a stroke that is used to keep you safe, and that's called the elementary backstroke. So first of all, we have to get our legs together. So let me switch positions and show you those legs. All right, best thing for elementary backstroke to understand the legs is you're going to sit on the very, very edge of your pool or wherever you're at. You're going to lean back, get yourself into a plank position. Your toes are pointed. You're going to bring your knees, or excuse me, you're going to bring your heels of your feet down like you're going to kick your butt. You're going to open your feet up, then you're going to go wide and then swish back together. So it's down, out, together, down, out, together, down, out, together. As you can see, I am not bringing my knees up to my chest, and I'm keeping my body nice and flat. together. Those are the legs for the elementary backstroke. For the arms of the elementary backstroke, you're doing exactly the same thing, except for you are moving your hands at the same time as your legs. So you will move your arms up into your armpits, you will move them out into a nice big T, and then you will push all that water down to the bottom of your feet. So at the same time, up, out, together. Up, out, together. Up, out, together. But of course I'm standing still, so I'm not using both legs, but this is how it will look when you use both legs. As you can see, my head is staying up. I move my arms and my legs together, out, and then coming along with a nice little glide. And just like that, you can save yourself in the water. If you ever find yourself in deep water where you can't touch the bottom, you can always get into that position and move however you need to move. Okay, now let's move on to my favorite stroke. This is my absolute favorite. This is my go-to. Before I will do freestyle, I will do breaststroke. So first of all, you have to know how to do the legs for breaststroke. There's also four things you must remember when doing breaststroke. The sequence is pull, breathe, kick, and glide, okay? So we're gonna learn how to do that kick. So you're gonna hold on to any wall of your pool. You're gonna get your legs out nice and straight, okay? You almost want your toes to kind of touch, but not really. Then you're gonna fold your heels of your feet to touch the top of the water. Nice and easy like that. Then you're going to turn your feet out, almost like that elementary backstroke, and you're going to propel your legs out and around, and then back together and glide. Up, out, and glide. Up, out, and glide. And glide. Up, and glide. Okay? As you can see, I'm keeping my body up nice and afloat. That is the body position that you want to have. You want to have nice relaxed shoulders. You want to pretend as if you are floating, but you're actually going to be doing the kick. Power comes from this position right here. From that kick around and back together. That's where you get your movement from. Nice power through the leg, through the hip. Okay, let's learn some breaststroke arms. So once again, you're going to have your arms at 11 and 1. Okay, this is to protect your shoulders, to make sure that you're not over rotating and coming in and squeezing together. You want to have that position at 11 and 1. You're going to bring your hands nice and flat. You're going to turn them out just a little bit and bring those shoulders nice and high. So up to a scarecrow position. Then you're only going to come to your chest area, and then you're going to move that back together and back out. So up, out, and around, okay? So this is where your pull and your breathe come from. You are pulling the water and your body out to breathe, and then you're putting your head right back into the water. Look at my robot. Our robot is attacking me. Gotta love that. Okay, so once again, you're gonna have your head down. When your head is down, you are blowing bubbles. When your head comes up and you're only coming to your chin area, you're gonna breathe, all right? So it'll look like this. Okay, there we go. So those are the arms. Now let's connect those with the legs. All right, because this is such a long stroke, I'm gonna move back. Hopefully the robot doesn't try and attack me again. But as I said, we're gonna be moving our arms in that 4-part motion, right? Hold, breathe, kick, and glide. They're about to get me. So, nice long stroke, find that glide, and just breathe into it. So it'll look like this. There you go. I'll give you a backwards look at it as well. And there you go. Now you've learned my favorite stroke. Okay, so there you go. I hope those were helpful. I think I'm gonna put them all together on one post, of course, if Facebook lets me. But I'll also put them on TikTok and my YouTube channel, which I haven't been there in a while. So they're gonna like flip out and be like, what kind of content is this? Yes, this has been what has been consuming my life. It's swimming, aquatics. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I love it. You know, 3rd, 4th career, whatever. But hopefully you guys find these helpful and start swimming. It's never too late to start swimming. And it's always a good safety thing to learn, especially being an adult. I think more adults need to learn how to swim, and find your local area pool or facility that uses American Red Cross. They have a really good program, and you know, get back into swimming. You guys cruise, you guys should know how to swim. Enjoy those exotic spots that have water all around them. Okay, talk to you guys soon, and thanks for watching if this is where you're watching it. Bye.